Hi, I'm Joey Kresick, and we're talking to Luke Phillips today, who's a freshman on the Cleveland State tennis team. Luke, glad to have you on. Um, Tell me a little bit about how you got started in tennis and how you ended up at Cleveland State.
Yeah, no problem. I got involved in tennis when I was about 3 years old because my dad's actually teaching professional in Pittsburgh, so I was always on the court, had a racket in my hand, and it was how I came to Cleveland State was kind of a culmination of a few things. There's a kid, Kevin Goff. I don't know if you know him, but he's a Pittsburgh kid who also went here, so that's kind of how I heard about the school, and I was scheduled to take a few visits to a couple different schools, but I really liked my visit when I came up here in the fall 2 years ago, and from there it was just a matter of
Yeah.
signing and making the decision. So it was a pretty simple process for me.
Cool, cool. How did you get started in tennis? Like, was it your dad, or was it a different family member or a friend?
Yeah, it was definitely my dad. I mean, we were always on the court with him, whether it was after he got off of work, hitting a few balls, or just something small like that. But I mean, from a really young age for me, and I can tell you that I actually I have a brother and two sisters that they're same thing for them. I took it a little more seriously and played and progressed and did all the tournaments and everything. But I mean, just hitting a couple balls after my dad got off for work or before, he'd find time to hit with us. So just it's kind of natural, especially him being a tennis pro.
So, transition to college life, moving over to like the academic side of
hmm
things too. Like, how has that, changed your perception as now going into your sophomore year, almost you're finishing out your
Yeah.
freshman year. How has the transition to college life been? Has it been everything you'd hoped, or what's that all been?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely getting more adjusted. This being the second semester, I'm still finding different experiences and doing things differently. But I mean, I know it's different for everyone. It probably took me a little more time to adjust, but I mean, I did find that it's kind of easy to get your feet wet in different things, and especially tennis being a spring sport. Uh, like the fall is just we had a few tournaments and everything, but it was still just experiencing a few new things and getting that experience, and because it is different for sure. Academics, you have a lot more responsibilities, and I think that's what separates high school from college. Is it's all on you. Your parents aren't really involved in the picture that much, and a lot of responsibilities. You just got to keep it up and not let tennis or school slip, especially when you're in season. It's really a constant grind. Not too many days off.
Yeah, so take me through a little bit of what an average day looks like for you. I know athletes always have workouts and practices, and they're constantly planning travel. But what's like an average day, or kind of look like for you?
Yeah, a weekday. I'll start you off on a Monday. So a Monday is looking like we don't actually have to get up too early because we have an on-campus facility, which is awesome. So get up probably 7:30 ish, get a little breakfast, head off to class for a few hours, get out at around 12 ish, grab some lunch, and then we have practice at 1:30 on Monday. So it's usually 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on the day or what coach's agenda is. But a couple hours in there, then we head off to weights for it. Usually takes about an hour. It takes us to 5 ish or a little before 5. Grab some dinner and then get the homework done. So it's really 8 to 5 with a couple gaps in between. I'm pretty busy.
So yeah, it's constant,
Yeah.
time management skills you're learning and stuff like that. What as far as tennis has gone, how has first first year gone for you? You know, Playing tennis.
Yeah, personally, it's been great for me. My skill level I feel like has gone up a lot, and something I really never had in juniors was the ability to play a ton of matches, and that's what I had in the fall, and it continued in the spring. So I'm getting that match experience, which is great, and like I said, it's constant. So we're playing every weekend pretty much, especially in the spring season. So it can be kind of grueling, but it's been going good so far, and a conference just started this week, so it's kind of crunch time for us as far as that goes. But it overall, it's been a great experience and definitely a good first year so far.
What's it like working with obviously more than one coach. What's it like working with several coaches on you know different aspects of tennis and stuff like that? Is it hard to get used to? Is that a big adjustment for you coming up from high school, or what's that adjustment like working with
Yeah.
pretty good tennis coaches?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's different for everyone. For me, I kind of like different inputs from different people because I've always had multiple coaches. I mean, my dad's always been chirping in my ear on the court, and I always had a couple coaches that I would go to for different things, whether it be drilling, just hitting balls with good players, or there might be really good guys at one club and not so great guys at another club. You just go there, get some, get to hit with good players. But at CSU, it's been good because what the head coach what he has to offer, and assistants they might have different experiences or offer different things. Maybe a hitting guy that you can play some points with. So I mean, it's good. You can take little things from each guy. And
Now, are you originally from Cleveland, or where?
no,
Where
I'm
about?
I'm actually from Pittsburgh.
Okay. So you're from Pittsburgh. What's the adjustment been like being in Cleveland? A few hours away from home, and like going back home. But then again, what's Cleveland been like for you? Has it been everything you'd hoped? What's that city feel?
Yeah, I
Been like for
mean,
you?
honestly, it's pretty similar to Pittsburgh. It's the same small kind of metro, so I'm pretty used to it. I would say, definitely living downtown has been a little bit of an adjustment, but for the most part, everything's close, and so that's definitely a positive. And like I said, our facility is on campus. That makes it easier. But I really like the city life, and like I said, I didn't live in downtown Pittsburgh, but I was 5 minutes away, so everything was. I'm kind of used to the city living, but it's adjustment actually being downtown, being on campus. So in Cleveland, it's been good so far. It's a small city, but definitely has its pros and cons. But it's for the most part, it's clean and nice. So it's been good.
Going back to the academics real quick, do you find it hard to do school at a high level when you're playing competitive tennis? A lot of people say it comes easy, and then a lot of people say it's really hard to get good grades. Where do you
Mhm.
stand on that?
Honestly, this was the same for me in high school too. When I had a big tournament coming up, I always found it easier to get stuff done because I had that extra motivation. So I think it's easier. Like you find more times to get stuff done when you have that thing that you're working for. So for me, it's always been easier when I have that motivation or a big tournament at the end of the week.
Very cool. Any tips that you would give incoming freshmen now that you've seen almost 2 semesters of college as an athlete and student? Any tips that come to mind from either an academic
Yeah.
or athletic
Uh,
side?
I don't know. I mean, I was kind of optimistic and wasn't too overwhelmed right away, and like I didn't really get bombed with a lot of work that might be due to my major or the requirements that I needed. But I mean, just don't be overwhelmed because you're not going to get your workload and in your practice. It's not going to be anything like you're not used to. I don't think you just have to balance it better. You have to time manage maybe a little more than you're used to. But as long as you can balance your priorities, it should be good.
Well, we've had Luke Phillips on. He's a freshman on the tennis team. He was just talking about life and school and obviously athletics. So, Luke, thanks for coming on today and talking about sports and school, and hope to have you on in the future.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.